So good morning students, it is a computer science class. Take page number 224, lesson number 6, recursion. Solved programs. First question, what is recursion? In a program, if a function calls itself, okay, this is a function, it calls itself either directly, okay, this is the direct function call, okay, so this one is direct, okay, so a function call itself by directly is called as recursion, okay. So see here, it is a function, so this is forced to execute a function such that the control flow will go to again the definition of a, then it will come to a function, again the control flow will go to the definition of a. So this is called as recursion in direct form, right? Okay. Next, so a function call itself by indirect form, that is here b function definition forced to do the c function, so that the control flow will go to c definition. Inside the c definition, what is there? B function is there, it is a calling statement, so it will, the control flow will go to b function definition. So it is a function call by itself by indirect form, okay. So b will call c and here b will call again b, so it is indirect form, okay. So this kind of format is called as recursion in direct form and recursion in indirect form, okay. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students, it's a computer science class. Take page number 224, lesson number 6, recursion. So take the question number 3, which of the following is correct skeleton for a recursive function, okay. Okay, so before seeing A, B, C, we can see D, because this is the correct answer. I'll tell you, I will explain you, okay. So def solution, okay, so here solution is there, so here also there should be a same solution function, okay. Then one important rule is, suppose here n is coming means, and this should be some number other than n, okay. This is very important, got it? So here solution, if the argument is n means, here for the solution the argument should not be n, here n coming means here the argument should not be n, so the answer is some other number than n, okay. And in a recursive function compulsory there should be a base case condition, okay. So in a recursive function compulsory there should be a if base condition should be appear, okay, and it should contain one return statement, okay. So if the base case is not available means it is wrong, okay. So base case is needed and this argument should be other than n, okay, fine. So this is the correct one. So now let us see the wrong one, okay. So here you see C is an option. What is the problem? You just tell me. I'll give you time, you just tell me. Any guess? Yes. Here you see, here base case condition is there, return statement is there, whereas here no base case condition and return statement. Because of this problem, this is not an right answer, got it, whereas this is the right one. And next, Here what is the problem? You just say. Okay. So now we can come to B option. Here solution n is there. Okay. Here solution in the bracket again the same n is there. So now you tell me what is the problem. Yes. Here also n. Here also the same n. Okay. So if you give like this means. Okay. If you give like this means, it will call again and again. Okay, this function will call this function, and this function will call again this function without any modification. Again this function will call this function. So this function will again call this function without any modification. So it will make an infinite recursion loop. It will make an infinite recursion. So this is false. Got it? Okay. Now you come to A option. Here what is the error? Of course solution n is there. Here also solution some number is there. Then base condition is there. Return statement is there. Then what is the problem? Yes, the problem lies here. Some number here, n number, here some number, it is right? No sir, you may ask something. Okay. So some number means it includes n also. Some number means you can give any number. Of course you can give n also. Like that if you give means here also n and here also the same n means it will make an infinite recursion. Okay. So this is also a wrong choice. Okay. And here no base case. Okay. So no base case means what will happen? No base case means it won't reach the exact condition. It won't reach the return statement such that it will become an infinite recursion. Then so this is the right one. Okay. So here base case is there, base case is there, return statement is there, and this is the argument which has other than the n. So this is the right answer. So this box is the right answer. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It is a computer science class. Take page number 225, lesson number 6, recursion. Okay, fine. So fifth question, when does infinite recursion occur? When does infinite recursion will occur? Okay, fine. So infinite recursion is when a recursive function executes itself again and again endlessly. Okay, so this happens when either the base case is missing or the base case is not reachable. Okay, so if the base case is missing means it will become infinite recursion. If the base case is not reachable means it will become an infinite recursion. This is the answer. What is base case? Very simple. See here, this is the right recursive function. Can you see here, if base condition? So if the base condition is missing means, if I not given this one means, it will become an infinite recursion. It will become an infinite recursion. So suppose if this base case is not reachable also, it will become an infinite recursion. Understand? So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It is a computer science class. Take page number 225, lesson 6, recursion. Okay. So sixth question, compare iteration and recursion. Iteration means just like for loop and while loop. Again and again it will execute the same thing approximately. Okay, fine. Then recursion. Recursion also again and again the function call will be repeated. Okay. So both are look like same. you may have a doubt, what is the difference between this iteration and recursion? Can you please compare like that, you may ask, right? Okay. In iteration, the code is executed repeatedly. The code is executed repeatedly using the same memory space. That is, the memory space allocated once is used for each pass of the for loop or while loop. For example, if k is equal to 1 and in next line k is equal to, in next for loop k is equal to, k value will be increased by 1, k is equal to k plus 1 like that. K is equal to 1 and in next for loop k is equal to k plus 1. That means what will happen now? This is k box. This is k box. First time the value will be 1 and next time the 1 will be cancelled, it will become 2, and next time the 2 will be cancelled, it will become 3. That means it uses the same memory box. Okay, so for all the loops, for k variable, it uses the same memory box for all the 3 numbers, right? Whereas in recursion, it involves function call at each step. Fresh memory is allocated. Fresh memory is allocated for each recursive call. Okay, so for the first call, it will listen. This is k value is 1. This is k value is 2. This is k value is 3. This is the first recursion. In the first recursion call, k value is 1. Okay. In second recursion call, it will create a fresh memory. Okay. Here it will give the k value is 2. And in the third recursion call, it will create a fresh k memory. Okay. And it will give the value 3. So that this is the difference between the iteration and recursion. Okay, in iteration what is that? Each and every for loop or each and every while loop, same memory is used, whereas in recursion, each and every recursion call, a new fresh memory is created every time. So this is the comparison of iteration and recursion. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It is a computer science class. Take page number 225, chapter 6, recursion. Okay. So seventh question, state one advantage and one disadvantage of recursion over iteration. So first we are going to see advantage. Okay. So recursion makes the code short. So we are doing some coding now. So it will make the code very short, and the code will be very simple when compared to the for loop or while loop. Okay. So in for loop or while loop, the code will be very long. The code will be in for loop or while loop, the code will be very long, whereas in recursion the code will be very short. So this is the advantage. And coming to disadvantage, the recursion is slower than iteration. Very important point, the recursion is slower. Why it is slower? Because I already told you, in recursive call, each time when the function is calling no, it will create a fresh memory. It will create a fresh memory. Then in next recursion call, it will create a fresh memory. Like that, every time function call, it will create a fresh memory. No, because of this fresh memory creation, the recursion will become slower than the iteration. You see, recursion is slower than iteration due to overhead of multiple function calls and maintaining a stack for it. What is called stack? It is nothing but every time we are creating a new fresh memory. No, So that memory will be allocated in stack. So because of the stack, the recursion will become slower. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It is a computer science class. Take page number 226. Lesson number 6. Recursion. Okay. Fine. Take question number 9. What will be the following function? Check function will return. What they are asking means, what is the value of this check function? That's all. What is the value of this check function? That's all. Okay. They give you a clue. M and n value is 5. That is, both m and n value are 5. So that I am writing m comma n, the value is 5 and 5. Right? Okay. If n equal to 1, that means n means what? 5. 5 equal to 1, the condition is false, so that it won't return anything. It will come here, else statement. Return, what is the value of m? M means 5, keep it in mind. So 5 plus 1, it is nothing but 6, plus check function 5 plus 1, it is nothing but 6, comma n means what? 5. So 5 minus 1, it is 4. So this is nothing but check function 6 comma 4. Since it is a calling statement, it will call check definition. Now the new values of m and n are 6 and 4. So I will cancel this 5 and 5. So I am writing 6 comma 4. So no space, I am writing here. Okay. So m and n value is 6 comma 4. Now what is the n value? It is 4. So 4 equal to 1. The condition is false. Okay. So since it is false, it will come to else statement. Now you keep in mind what is m value. M value is 6. So 6 plus 1, it is nothing but 7. I will write return 7. Then plus check function. So I will write check function. M plus 1 means 6 plus 1. So 6 plus 1, what is the answer? It is 7. So I am writing 7, comma. N minus 1 means, what is n? It is 4. So 4 minus 1, it is nothing but 3. So I am writing 3 here. Then bracket. Got it? Okay. So it is a check function calling statement. Okay. So the control flow will be going from here to check definition. Now the new values of m and n is 7 and 3. So in no space I am writing here m and n value is 7 comma 3. What is n value? It is 3. So 3 equal to 1. The condition is false. Okay. So now you are coming to else statement. Return m plus 1. That is, what is m value? It is 7. So 7 plus 1, it is nothing but 8. So I am writing return 8 plus check function m plus 1 means 7 plus 1. Am I right? So what is called 7 plus 1? It is 8. I am writing 8, comma. N minus 1 means 3 minus 1. What is the value? 2. So I am writing 2 here. So close bracket. What is this one? It is a calling statement. So the control flow will be transferred from here to check definition. Now what is the new value of m and n? It is 8 and 2. So no space, I am writing here. M and n value is 8 comma 2. Very important thing, what is the n value? It is 2. 2 equal to 1. The condition is false. So it will come here. Okay. So m plus 1, that is 8 plus 1, am I right? 8 plus 1, it is nothing but 9. So plus, plus, okay, check function, m plus 1 means, what is m value? It is 8. So 8 plus 1, it is nothing but 9, comma, n minus 1, it is 2 minus 1, nothing but 1. So writing 1, close bracket, close bracket. So since it is a calling statement, it will call check definition. Okay, so what is the new value of m and n? It is 9 and 1. Okay, so I am writing 9 and 1, right? Okay, so what is the n value? It is 1. So coming here, 1 equal to 1. 1 equal to 1, the condition is of course true. Okay, so true means it will return minus m. What is m value? M value is 9. Keep in mind, what is m value? Is 9. That means minus m means minus 9. So this function value is minus 9. Got it? What is the m comma n? I mean 9 comma 1 function value is minus 9. So check function 9 comma 1, what is the value? It is, of course, it is minus 9. Plus 9 minus 9, what is the ultimate value? This value is 0. Got it? Okay. So since it is 0, straight 8 comma 2, what is the value of check function 8 comma 2? It is nothing but 0. Okay. So coming to reverse, what is check function 8 comma 2 value? It is 0. So I am writing 0 here. 8 plus 0. So what is the ultimate value of this one? 8 plus 0 is 8. So straight check function 7 comma 3, the value is 8. Then 7 comma 3, the value is 8. No. So see here, check function 7 comma 3, the value is what? 8. So what is the ultimate value of this one? 7 plus 8 is 15. Okay, fine. So the check function 6 comma 4, the ultimate value is what? 15. So coming back here, so check function 6 comma 4, the value is what? 15. So 15 plus 6, what is the value? The answer is 21. So finally it returns 21. Got it? This is the final answer. Return 21. Very simple. Listen. Return 6 plus check function 6 comma 4. For this check function 6 comma 4 only we are doing so much of calculations. At last we find the answer for check function 6 comma 4. The answer is 15. So we can easily find 15 plus 6, the answer is 21. So finally check function 5 comma 5, the ultimate value is 21. Okay, that's all. So these are all the calculations and finally they give 21. Okay, so got it? So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It's a computer science class. Take page number 227. Okay. Take question number 10. Consider the following recursive function which has a base case defined and recursive case too. Okay. But when run with an odd number as a parameter, this always give recursion error. அதாவது odd number கொடுத்தா recursion error வருதாம். சரியா? So find out the reason அப்படினு கேக்குறாங்க. Clear? Okay. So this is the program. They told that there is a base case. You see, if base case return. Base case இருக்கு, return statement இருக்கு. Fine. and of course there is a recursive function too. Okay, recursive case too. Base case is also there, recursive case is also there, but still why the error is showing. Okay, and one more rule is there. Inga n irundhuchuna inga n varakudadu. Okay, here n is there, here the same n should not come. Okay, so they gave n minus 2, it is also correct. Here n, here it should not be n, they gave n minus 2, it is also correct. So base case they given, recursive case they given, then this is not n value, of course it is also correct. Then why recursion error is coming if you give odd number? Then asking like that. For example, for n value I am giving 3 because 3 is a odd number. No, odd number கொடுத்து error வருதுன்னு சொல்றாங்க. நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்னா n க்கு 3 அப்படிங்கற வேல்யூ கொடுத்துக்கிறோம். Clear? Okay. So 3 is equal to 0. 3 is equal to 0. The condition is false. It will come here. Okay. So skip product function n minus 2. N minus 2 means what? 3 minus 2. The answer is 1. So the control flow will go here. Now the n value is what? 1. I am cancelling 3. Now n value is 1. Okay. So n value is what? Again 1. 1 equal to 0. The condition is false. So it will come here. Skip product function n minus 2 means it is nothing but n is what? N is 1. So 1 minus 2 means the answer is minus 1. So since it is a function call statement, it will go to definition. So I will cancel this 1 and I will make it as minus 1. Okay, so it will come here. Now n value is what? N value is minus 1. Minus 1 equal to 0. The condition is false. And next time it will be minus 3, and next time it will be minus 5, like that it will go on. But it will never reach 0. Am I right? Okay. If you give odd number only, it will give n equal to 0. Suppose if you give if you give even number means it will reach n equal to 0. Whereas if you give odd number means it will never reach n equal to 0. You see, minus 1 equal to 0, it is false. Next time minus 3, because it is minus 2, no, so minus 3. Minus 3 equal to 0 means it is also false. And next time minus 3 will become minus 3 minus 2. Minus 3 minus 2, the answer is minus 5. Next time the value is minus 5. Okay, so minus 5 equal to 0, the condition is false. Like that infiniteness it will go. So it will make an recursive error. Okay, fine. So for this one, what is the solution? Okay, so error is there. So how to make the solution means very simple. So if you give n less than equal to 0 means, you see, minus 1 it reach means minus 1 is less than equal to 0. The condition is true. So it will return 1. So the base case is reachable. So there will be no error. So if you give n less than equal to 0, so minus 1 less than equal to 0 means the condition is false. Since the base case is reachable, okay, so there will be no recursive error. No error. Got it? Okay. So see here, since you see, since parameter n decreases by 2 at a time, for odd numbers it will completely miss the base case. As form 1, the value of n will decrease to minus 1 completely, missing n equal to 0. The base case, and the function will end up recursing indefinitely. Okay, so the solution is, if you give n less than equal to 0 means the base case is reachable, so that there will be no error. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students, it is a computer science class. Take page number 227. Lesson number 6, recursion. Take question number 11. Find out the error. Okay, fine. So what are the things you have to check now? Whether base case condition is there or not, you have to check. Yes, base case condition is there. Okay, right, no problem. Then, in the base case condition, below that return statement is there or not, you have to check. Yes, below the base case condition, return is there, that is also okay. Then, here the argument is n. And you have to check here. Here the argument is other than n. Suppose if here n means, here also same n means it is false. Okay. So here n, here is some other than n. So it is also correct. Okay. Fine. Then what is the problem here? I think it is no error. Okay. So it's not like that. Listen carefully. You see, usually in a function there will be one return statement. Usually in a function, at last there will be only one return statement. Okay. But in recursive function, okay, in the base case, below the base case condition also there will be return statement, and in the else case also here compulsory there should be a return statement. Got it? Then only it will be a perfect. It will be a perfect recursive function. Okay. So the error correction is in the else statement before this expression you have to write return. That's all. So now this is okay, no error. If you write this return statement means there will be no error, otherwise it will show error. Okay, fine. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students. It is a computer science class. Take page number 228, lesson number 6, recursion. Okay. This is question number 12. Why is the following code printing 1 endlessly? 1 அப்படிங்கிறது ஏன் continuously endless print ஆயிட்டே இருக்குன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. Clear? Okay. So listen. Now it is a function call statement. Out up to 4. Okay. So it will go to the out up to definition. The n value is 4 now. So it will come here. Now the I value is 1. Then I is 1. Then n is 4. So 1 is big. The condition is false. Okay. Fine. Then it come to else statement. Print 1. Am I right? I value is 1. So it will print 1. So what is the output? The output is it will print 1. Okay. Now the I value is incremented by 1. That means I value is 2 now. Then out up to 2. Since it is a calling statement, okay, it will call the same out up to definition. Okay, fine. Now what is the value of n? The n value is 2 now. Okay. So now again the I value becomes 1. Okay. So I value is 1. 1 greater than n value is 2 now. Okay. So 1 is greater than 2. The condition is false. Okay. It will come here. It will print what? It will print 1. Okay. So I value is now 1. I value is what? 1. So it will print 1. So the output is 1. Again the I value is incremented by 1. So 1 will become 2. So output 2. So again function call statement. Out up to n value is the same 2. Now again the I value is 1. So I is 1. Then greater than n is 2. The condition is false. So it will print I. I value is what? I value is 1. So it will again print 1. So I value will be incremented by 1. It will become 2. So out up to function the argument value is 2 now. Okay, such that always the condition is 1, always I value is 1 here, always the condition is 1 greater than 2, always out up to the value will be 2, okay, so that always it will print 1 1 1 1 etc. okay. This I can understand. Okay, so how to write the answer? See, the above code is printing 1 endlessly. You have to write like this in the answer sheet. The above code is printing 1 endlessly because the base case 1 greater than n, that means 1 greater than 2, this one. Okay, so this condition, okay, this condition is never reachable. You see, always this condition is false, 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 no, this condition won't be true. Okay, so this condition I greater than n is never reachable. Since it is never reachable, this recursion function will be executed infinite number of times. So always I value is 1, so it is always printing 1. Like that you have to write the answer. The main thing is, this is the base case. This base case is not reachable, R-E-A-C-H, reachable. This is the main statement you have to write. This base case is not reachable, so this recursion function will execute infinite times, so it will print infinite times 1. This is the correct answer. Okay, so hope you understand. Thank you very much. So good morning students, it is a computer science class. Take page number 228, lesson number 6, recursion. Take question number 13, write your own version of code so that the problem in the previous question gets solved. They ask you to write the own program. Okay, so in this program there is it is an infinite recursion, so that it will give that infinite number of 1. So this is a wrong coding, so they ask you to write the correct coding. This is the coding we are going to write. Okay, fine. Listen, in the previous time, here in the recursive case we gave we are not used this n variable. We are not using this n variable. Some other variable we are giving I. Okay, what I am suggesting, use the same variable n. But if you simply use n means here also n and here also n means, okay, it will lead to error. Okay, but you do want, you see, what's the rule? This argument should not be the same n. So that what idea I am using now, I am doing n minus 1, or you can give n plus 1 like that. But both should not be same, that is the rule. Clear? Okay. So I am using n minus 1, okay, this is okay. Now, here you see, it is a base case condition, 1 greater than 2, this condition is always false. Okay. So what you can do now, listen here, if the value of n is 5 means, here if you give n minus 1 means, first time the n value will be 5, and next time the n value will be 4, and next 3, and next n value will be 2, and next n value will be 1, and next n value will be 0. Anyhow it will going to reach 0 value. So what you can give now, if n equal to 0, you can give. Okay, so anyhow the 0 is going to be reachable one. You can give n equal to 0 means definitely at a certain point of time this condition is going to be true. Okay, so here the base case is reachable, right? Here the base case is reachable. Got it? Okay, fine. So the base case is reachable. Here we not use the same variable n. So here we reach the base case is reachable. So it is a right program. Okay. So hence we solve this solution. So hope you understand. Thank you very much.